song, our new theme song, and call it the people formerly known as niggas.
Now, Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the white man made us other than ourselves. He made us deaf, dumb, and blind to the knowledge of ourselves, our history, our culture, and language. The white man called us niggers. Why did he call us that? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in his article called Black and White, published in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper on March 21st, 1969, said in part, quote, he calls himself a Negro. Let us see what this nigger actually means. In log mills, there is a large piece of iron that is powered by steam that turns the logs for sawing boards from it by what we call the sawyer. The piece of iron is called the nigger. The sawyer makes the piece of iron nigger to turn the log in whatever way he wants it to be turned. I have worked in sawmills when I was a young man. This piece of iron, nigger, which is used to turn a heavy log, is neutral. It cannot move of itself. Now, so we see that a nigger is a tool, a neutral piece of iron that can be turned in any direction. So we can say that when we are being called nigger, we are being called iron or Iron Man. Hence, the black man in America is Iron Man. Okay, let's continue. Let's talk about steel. What is steel? Steel is iron mixed with carbon. When you mix carbon and iron together, you get a material that's stronger than iron, and it's flexible. You can bend it. For instance, with iron, if you have pure iron, if you try to bend iron, it'll break because it's brittle. But when you add carbon, a certain amount of carbon to molten or melted iron and mix them together, when the iron and carbon mixture cools off, it becomes steel, and it becomes a lot stronger and more flexible than iron. Okay, now some of you, or many of you, should be familiar with this table here, the periodic table of elements. Many of us seen this in school. Okay, but let's continue. So what is the symbol for iron? If we look at the chart towards the middle, the symbol for iron is Fe, and the atomic number is 26. So, and if we look for carbon, if we look further to our right in the second row, we see the symbol for carbon is C, and the atomic number for carbon is 6. Okay, let's get back. You'll understand why I went to the periodic table of elements concerning iron and carbon and steel a little later on as we continue. Okay, but let's get back to the lesson. Remember, the Sabbath day is the 7,000th year in which the Lord begins his reign. And the Lord is black. As I told you in Black Messiah 2012 AD. Okay, so the 7,000th year is the year that the Lord begins his reign, and he's black. Hence, he's a black man, I should say. Hence, we have Black Sabbath. Okay. Remember, the scripture says that when you see the Father, you see the Son, and vice versa. Okay, remember the Caucasian time on earth was 6,000 years. So the white man's number is 6. Okay, Master Farad Muhammad, who the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us was Allah in person, was born on February 26, 1877. Okay, right? Now, if we look at his birth date, and we look at the first two letters of February, we got Fe, and we look at the date he was born, we got 26. So we have Fe 26. So if you look at this coincidence here, we can refer to Master Farad Muhammad as Iron Man also. Okay, so what are we saying here? Okay, what I am attempting to convey to you is that the song Iron Man, it has a dual role. In certain parts of the song, it is talking about the black men in America, and then in another part of the song, it's talking about Master Farad Muhammad. Okay, now let's get to the song. Now, the song begins, I am Iron Man. Okay, this is what God told Moses. In the Bible, we have, in the story of when Moses, before Moses went to the Pharaoh of Egypt, God told Moses, you tell him, I am has sent thee. Well, in this scenario, Master Farad Muhammad is the God, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is Moses. And who did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad tell us who sent him? He said God in person, Master Farad Muhammad. Hence, I am Iron Man. Okay, let's get to the other lyrics of the song. Now, the first verse goes, has he lost his mind? Can he see, or is he blind? Can he walk at all? Or if he moves, will he fall? Here the white man is talking about the niggers that he has made, or pieces of iron. He knows we are deaf, dumb, and blind because he made us that way. Let's continue. The next verse goes, is he alive or dead? Has he thoughts within his head? We'll just pass him there. Why should we even care? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that the black man in America is mentally dead, and our graveyard is Christianity. The white man purposely put us in this condition, so why should he care that we are in this condition now? Now, the next verse, or the next lyric of the song says, he was turned to steel. As I told you before, steel is iron mixed with carbon. Remember, carbon's symbol is C, and its atomic number is 6. The white man, another name for the white man is the Caucasian. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that his number is 6, or his 6,000 years of rule. Master Farad Muhammad, or we say a lying person that appeared in Master Farad Muhammad, he appeared as steel in the sense that his father was a black man and his mother was a white woman. Well, if we look at, in terms of his father being a black man, if we look upon his father as being like iron, and then since he was a mixed child, if we look upon his mother as being Caucasian, and whose race number is 6, when we mix those two together, we get steel. We get something. We get a different creature than pure iron or pure carbon. So he was turned to steel. Okay, let's continue. The next verse says, in the great magnetic field. Okay, remember, according to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the maker of the white race, Yaqub, was playing with 2 pieces of steel. One had magnetic power in it, and the other piece did not. Well, white people have been in power or ruling over the earth for the last 6,000 years. We have been living under their magnetic field or power. Listen, you have electricity going on in your brain right now. That's a scientific fact. And well, whenever you have electricity, you have a magnetic field surrounding it. So the great magnetic field is the collective willpower or brain power of the white race. Their magnetic field or brain power controls the earth. Their time was up in 1914. Master Farad Muhammad was born in 1877. Well, if Master Farad Muhammad was born in 1877 and their time was up in 1914, well, he was turned to steel, meaning he was born in the great magnetic field during the time of the white man. Now let's go to the next 2 verses. When he traveled time for the future of mankind. The time traveled in the sense of 6,000 years. That's the time it would take. That's the time of the years of rule or authority of the white race. The father of the white race, Yaqub, told them that they had 6,000 years to rule, and at the end of this time, their brother from the east was going to come and eat them up. These are the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So when he traveled time, the time traveled is 6,000 years. That's the time. And mankind, it said for the future of mankind. Mankind is the white man. He is a kind of man, hence mankind. He appears in the future, meaning Iron Man. He appears in the future at the end of his time to judge the white race. The next verse goes, nobody wants him. Look around you. How many people on this planet believe that Master Farad Muhammad is Allah in person or God in person? You can just about say nobody. What I mean is, do the math. There are about 7 billion people on the planet. Now, if you take 7 billion people, how many people out of 7 billion get up 5 in the morning or any time of the day and pray and acknowledge Master Farad Muhammad as being Allah in person? Virtually no one. There are very, very few people that actually pray and acknowledge